problem. I've still got plan C. Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the Plan C podcast. Thank you very much for stopping in today. Today, talking about Dennis Allen and the Saints going in different directions. Talked about Dennis Allen's firing. Just got all my thoughts out. I had a lot to say, so enjoy that. Also talked about the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs and where they will go. Also, a little bit of draft stuff in there, plus a little bit of tank stuff in there. Talked about the commies a little bit. We went all over the place. It was a great episode. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Make sure to follow us on the platforms, because on Spotify it's follow, on YouTube it's subscribe, on Apple it's subscribe, so make sure you're doing all those things. Check out previous episodes. Check out my NBA previews if you want, just kind of an idea about where things are, specifically with teams in the West, because that was just the way it ended up coming out. One came out before the season and the other one came out just a little bit after, so it's a little bit modern, so check it out. I will be doing more basketball content as we go further into the season. I'll probably do a season check-in in December, maybe, we'll see. Thank you again for listening. Make sure you're checking out previous episodes, checking out previous streams. Long ago we did streams, lots of fun, lots of Among Us content there. That's all I got. Appreciate you again for listening. Check out the Instagram, check out the Twitter. That's where we are. Diving into the episode. Here we go. Let's get it. Welcome back to this. It's not like a trade deadline special, but we're going to talk about the trade deadline as we creep towards the end. I think most of the trades that have happened, I don't think there will be any more trades beyond this. So we're saving it until the last, just in case there's more.
We have an hour and a half. There's time.
Oh, that's right. It's 4, not 3. Either way. Joined, as always, by AJ. AJ, what's going on, man?
How's it going, my man?
I'm chilling. Some happy, some sad, just sports-wise. But beyond that, just waiting to see what's gonna happen with this silly election. Trying not to focus on it. No, I'm chilling though. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's a busy day. I totally forgot. Trade deadline now. Election night. See what happens.
Yeah. Liverpool play today. There's no NBA tonight because they want people to go vote. And if I remember correctly, they also want to use the stadiums as voting centers. So that's also cool. I might be misremembering that. But this will probably come out after all the voting centers have closed. Well, maybe not, because I'll probably turn around pretty quickly. But, if you haven't, make sure you have voted. And if you voted, shout out to you for doing your civic responsibility. Anyway, let's get into it. We're not going to grandstand on you. We're gonna kick this off with talking about the Saints firing of Dennis Allen. I think there are some bigger storylines in the NFL right now, but because this podcast is, we cover the Saints a lot and we cover the Colts a lot. This is what we do. These are our favorite teams. We definitely talk about other teams, but sorry, not sorry. Anyway, yesterday, AJ gloriously texted me that the Saints had fired Dennis Allen. There have been a lot of really interesting quotes that have come out, but this comes off of the heels of the Saints losing to the Panthers this week, which the Panthers are kind of, the worst team in football. and we lost to them after kicking the shit out of them. AJ, so before I like kind of dive in, what are you looking at with the Saints now?
I mean, it's long overdue. You'd kind of been putting it in my mind that this was going to happen, but we both thought there was not a good chance. There's a good chance. You said if he doesn't get fired in the next 48 hours, he's going to be with us to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I think I've said it quite a while. I've told you for sure. I said it on the podcast before that it's a move that had to happen.
Yeah.
Um, he was a Sean Payton guy, so in a sense, this franchise has been in the same kind of mindset since when did Sean Payton come on? 2006.
2006. Yeah.
So I think they need a fresh mindset. Like they're kind of trying to stay on the backs. I feel as an outsider, I feel like they're still trying to live in that Sean Payton, Drew Brees kind of era.
Yeah.
Where they consistently had double digit wins, division titles, but
4
it's
division titles in a row.
you gotta change. You gotta turn the leaf, turn the page, flip the page, start over, start from scratch. I think that there should be some more moves at the end of the year that need to be done. I think we talked about it last week. I think Mickey Loomis has got to go as well. As much as I think he is actually a decent general manager, he's also been with the Saints since 2000. I
Yeah.
really think you just got to get fresh set of eyes in there across
Yeah.
the board.
Yeah. No, I was talking about this with a friend of mine who's actually from New Orleans. And he is just saying how, we've just kicked the can down the road repeatedly. And that had worked in the past because, we had Drew Brees and you didn't need to do a whole lot to have a competent team with Drew Brees leading you. You just kind of needed to keep him protected, and you were going to put up at least 24 points a game. It so this was Gail Benson's decision. There have been some interesting quotes that have come out from Mickey Loomis, just talking about how Dennis Allen is a good football coach and he had been hit with injuries, which isn't a lie, but there are still coaching mistakes that had been made and he had lost the locker room. So, I agree with the decision to fire him, but clearly the GM doesn't. So there might be some interesting things that happen in the offseason with Mickey Loomis. I don't know if he'll be fired, but Mickey Loomis coming out and saying publicly that, Allen is a good coach and it was Benson's decision and shit like that. Like, it's crazy. I don't know what the direction of the team is, truthfully. We haven't gone under 7 wins since 2006. Like, which is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about that. If we were not contending, we were at least in the mix until, down the stretch, we were in the mix. And I know some of those seasons, like, we got eliminated a week before or 2 weeks before, but you're still in the hunt, quote, when you finish with 7 wins. I know it's below 500, but you have still done some things right that football season.
See, that's kind of the thing. That's the problem I see with it, though. I think my team, the Indianapolis Colts, are kind of in the same scenario, kind of, where yeah, you can look at it as a positive. Like, yeah, we have not lost more than what is it, 9 games, 10 games, whatever it is now. That there's a 17 game schedule. We haven't gone below that in however many years you just said. But at the same point, if you're just you're not winning playoff games, you're not even making the playoffs, and you're not even doing bad enough to get yourself like an elite talent in the draft. Like you're just middle of the pack year after year after year after year.
Well,
It
that's
is
where
exhausting.
we are now, and that was my point with Breeze, is that you could do that with Breeze, but now because Breeze isn't here to carry us, it's a different story. And we have been injured, but I think this was a move that did have to happen. I don't. I always feel bad, and I know I necessarily shouldn't, because these guys are making millions of dollars, and they will land on their feet, whether in college or just back in the NFL. But
Back to
I
Sean
do
Payton.
feel bad when somebody loses their job. I do. I actually don't know if we'll go to Sean Payton. We'll see.
Funny stat that you sent me this morning. First coach to ever be fired by two separate franchises with the same starting quarterback.
Oh yeah, that was hot.
Uh, Very interesting. No, it had to happen, but like you said, this team does not have any direction. You lost Chris Olave again for his third concussion this season.
Second concussion this season.
Well, he was evaluated for a concussion last week,
That's true. Yes, that's a good point.
so wasn't
So,
diagnosed with a concussion. But come
but
on, that's
yes,
very close enough. Back to
yeah.
back weeks. This one was bad. He had to get taken to the hospital. A lot of blame being put on Derek Carr for that ball that he threw. Very publicly, Michael Thomas was not happy about it.
Oh, Michael Thomas was setting that man on fire.
Where do you go? I would have thought, if you'd have asked me like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would have thought Alvin Kamara was for sure on his way up. Then he signs an extension, as his like first 100-yard rushing game in quite some time. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it
I
looks like Chris Olave wants out, right? Do you blame him?
No, no. I think you need to bottom out. Like it does really suck to say that, but I think you need to. I think what you need to do is you need to sell high on skill position talent across the board for trench talent, you know, um, for high upside trench talent. Because right now that's just that we are weak on both sides of the line. And I know, we have dealt with injuries, but you still whiffed on Trevor Penning. You know, you traded the pick that became Jordan Davis, or not Jordan Davis. What's the other Alabama D tackle who's insane?
Oh, the Georgia D tackle.
Yeah,
It was it
Jordan.
was God damn it, the one who killed somebody.
Oh Jesus Christ,
I don't know why I'm blanking on his name.
he's really fucking
Jalen
good.
Carter. Jalen
Jalen
Carter.
Carter. Literally the draft where we got Chris Olave. Remember, we also traded a first round pick to get the Eagles' first round pick and use that pick to draft Trevor Penning. So, Trevor Penning for Jalen Carter would be kind of nice right now. But again, you whiffed on that. And again, yes, Ramczyk is injured, but you know, there's there hasn't been enough. And I think you need to bottom out. I'm very excited about Talisi Fuaga, the guy who we drafted this year. I think he's very talented, but there still needs to be a lot more upside. Cam Jordan, done. You whiffed on Peyton Turner, that he was a third round grade projection and you drafted him in the first round. That, these things just kind of happen. These things just kind of happen. And I don't know. Again, I think this might be a bottom out time. Which I haven't experienced in my Saints fandom. I've been a Saints fan since 2011, 2012, whenever Madden 11 came out. Um, and yeah, it's tough times. And it sucks because there is going to be a changing of the guard. Cam Jordan will no longer be on this team. I think Demario Davis will no longer be on this team. Lattimore just got traded.
Mm.
Ramczyk is going to retire soon. All Kamara,
Soon? No way.
Kamara's
How old is he?
Ramczyk?
Injury
No,
wise, you're saying?
injury wise, he's done because
Okay.
he's missed the last 2 seasons. Basically, the last 2 seasons he's missed, and his knee injury is not going away.
Okay, so it's like a David Bakhtiari type of
Yeah,
situation we're talking
he's pretty much cooked.
about. Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
which sucks because he was literally all pro.
Yeah. Yep.
And it would be kind of nasty to see if you could move Trevor Penning to guard, where he's not going to have as much responsibility and can get help from Eric McCoy. I do think Eric McCoy stays, so that'll be good. And same thing with Cesar Ruiz. There are good parts, but there's a lot that does need to be cleared out, unfortunately. I don't know if Loomis needs to go. That's the thing.
Okay.
That's the thing. I really don't.
I mean, that's fair. He has a very good track record of hitting on his draft picks.
Yeah. No, he
It's
does.
just funny as an outsider. When I know they always make it work, but as an outsider, when you're looking in the Saints, you always look at like the next year's projected cap space.
You're like minus
availability.
200.
I never know how they make it.
I don't know
There's
how.
some money laundering going on somewhere in that building.
Kai Hurley, man. Kai Hurley just makes it work. And that's my worry about potentially losing the Loomis administration is Loomis does have serious talent under him. So we've already seen some of it go. Terry Fontenot, sorry, went to the Falcons. He was a great. Well, I'm not going to say great, but he was a pretty solid, front office guy. So I do worry about that happening. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I think we were talking about it before we went online. You don't see them making too
Jeff
many more
Ireland too,
moves.
by the way. Sorry.
You don't see them making too many more moves.
No, not before the trade deadline. I think they're done trading. Because who do you move? Who fits the balance of age, talent, cheap?
Yeah.
That's just unfortunately not a lot of the Saints players. And if that move is Carl Granderson, then I don't know. Do you get a second round pick for him? Third round pick? Who knows? Yeah, and people do like to talk about the injuries with this team. And I don't know how you feel about this, but I think teams who play in a dome where there's concrete beneath and you're not playing on real grass, I think that does have an effect. I don't have the science in front of me. I don't have statistics in front of me, but we've seen it with MetLife, and I've heard it on podcasts. Like Chris Long talks about it on his podcast all the time. How playing in the Superdome sucked. Playing in what was it? The Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis sucked because it's just concrete beneath the fucking turf, and that hurts. So I don't know. I think if fans are upset, there's not a lot we can do about that. Although our medical staff probably does need to be better. I think I got it all out.
All right.
What would you do? What would you do if you're Gail Benson?
I would strip it top to bottom. I'd get rid of everybody. Do a complete hard reset because when you're trying to what are the stupid saying they say? We're not resetting, we're retooling or whatever. When you're just trying to supplement year after year and you're kicking it down the road, you're just not going to see much growth, in my opinion. I mean, look at the quarterback position. Drew Brees retired what? It's already almost been 5 years. No growth there. The running back position is the same. The wide receiver group is kind of a mess. The offensive line group, like you said, there's potential, but there's a little bit of a mess. Tight end group, no long-term solutions. Defense, a little bit of a mess. There's some promising young guys like Brian Brzee, Carl Granderson, maybe. We talked about even with Lattimore going. You have three, in my opinion, good young corners. But I didn't realize that Paulson Adebo is already going to be a free agent after this year. I forgot he was part of the 2021 draft class.
Yeah.
So that just leaves Chloe McKinstry and oh gosh,
Alante
who's the third
Taylor.
one? Alante Taylor. So
But Alante
Tyrann
Alante
Matthews
is
old.
Alante has played pretty well. So
There's some pieces, but
can
I would get a new front office, somebody who's not been there, some new eyes to the organization. That's what I would do.
can I
Top to
read
bottom.
you can I read you the full Loomis quote?
Let me
Just
hear.
so I can get your opinion on it. Quote, DA is an excellent football coach, said Saints executive vice president and general manager Mickey Loomis. Quote, this season we have had an avalanche of injuries. It took its toll. DA has never offered excuses. He fought each day for this organization and this team, and that is what makes today disappointing. Dennis has been an integral part of this organization's success for the better part of 20 years. He will be missed.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear somebody come out and say it like that because then you know who made the call. I don't love when the owners are getting involved. I think that's something that I'm unfortunately all too familiar with as well. So hire GM to
It,
be the boss and be the guy who makes those decisions, personnel wise, coaching wise. So you'd like to see them make those moves, but
yeah, I also
I
think
think that's not a good indictment on Mickey Loomis's future, personally.
I do agree because the fact that like Gail had to interview players herself, not great, Bob.
Oh. Well, GG's on the season.
Yeah,
They currently hold the
GG's.
number 2 pick, correct?
I think it's 3 because the Jaguars lost.
They took a gigantic leap with that. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Well, there's
7
also
losses. Oh god.
I think there's 8 teams that have 7 losses right now. It's something insane.
The first, 1 through 7 in the draft order are all 2 and 7, and then you have 8 and 9 or 2 and 6. Miami and Tennessee. Tennessee
Yeah.
winning this weekend really boosted. Very curious because I think this is a good draft class. I think this is where you would want to be. I don't know. It's not a great quarterback draft, in my opinion.
No, it's not. And
I
it's
mean,
it doesn't appear to be a great tackle draft either. But I guess we don't. Oh no, we kind of do need tackles because Ramczyk is done and Penning is Penning.
but you don't want to be. I mean, you're going to be that team that's just drafting offensive linemen in the first round, first 2 rounds every year. Like that's,
Yeah, that's.
or trenches guys. It just kind of sucks, in my opinion.
But the
Super
thing, but
down. Go get.
trenches. That's where the game is won.
I
Trenches
agree,
and
but if you go
quarterback.
look at some of the best, I mean, who would you consider the best offensive line in the NFL right now?
Um,
I'd say the Colts are top 3, Eagles probably, and then
Eagle. I would probably say the Eagles.
okay. So if you look at their offensive linemen right now, their depth chart, their starting left tackle Jordan Mailata. I mean, he's out, but he's a 7th round pick. They only have one first-round pick on that line. Lane Johnson from what 2013.
Yeah.
Same with the Colts. Colts have two first-rounders, but then they have a 3rd-rounder and a 7th-rounder, an undrafted guy. Like a 2nd-rounder. Yeah, I don't
Oh,
think you need to
Detroit.
be
Detroit definitely.
okay. They
Detroit.
might be
Yeah,
the
Detroit.
outlier
Detroit. Yeah.
because
Nay Sewell, Ragnow,
Vinay Sewell, Ragnow, and then they have what's his name? Their guard.
Zeitler.
No, not their guard. Is Graham Glasgow? Was he? first rounder. No, he
Oh,
was a third round pick, but Taylor Decker. So I mean, they have
Decker
some.
doesn't start though.
I think he's still starting. Yeah, he's
Oh,
still
is
their
he?
left tackle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Panay is still on the right side. So I
Gotcha.
mean, that's 3 first round picks. Zyler was also a first round pick, but not by them. It was a Cincy pick.
The Browns also have a sneaky good offensive line. They've just been injured all year.
Similar to them, they just have Jedrick Wills as their only first rounder.
Mm.
My point being, I don't think for a fan base, a team that's already like, you need something flashy. You need to do something to kind of excite the fans this year. Albeit like maybe a new quarterback. I don't think any are worth it in that top 5. I do love Shador, but
Oh,
I just
absolutely not.
I just
Absolutely
don't
not.
think I
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. No.
I'm a huge
No.
believer, Colin.
Are you?
I am.
Oh
I think
my
he'll be good.
goodness.
But again, I don't think he's going to be. None of them are going to be. It's going to be a pretty bad draft class. I think Carson Beck is going to be pretty bad. I like Cam Ward, but
I was gonna say you're not a Cam Ward believer. I like Cam Ward a lot.
I do. He'll probably end up being the best of the bunch, but I just something about
I don't
him, the
think
way
he'll
he
go
plays.
I don't think he'll go 1, but
It's
do
going
you
to be
think
interesting.
Travis Hunter still goes 1?
I don't just based off of positional value.
Mm.
Like it's gonna probably be a quarterback.
Let
That's just how it is.
me see what current mock drafts are saying.
But that's who should be the number 1 overall pick. So I don't know, man. It's a weird. You gotta do something to excite everybody, right? Because if you guys come out and draft another defensive lineman or a tackle, and you're rolling out with Derek Carr again next year, how
Oh my
excited are you gonna
god,
be?
somebody has Shadur going number 1.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm not surprised.
Dude, what the fuck? All right, we're gonna move on to the Chiefs in a sec. I just want to see. Let's see what CBS's like official mock is. Okay, they have an edge.
If you guys, I'm seeing Kelvin Banks, Texas, for you guys. I don't know. Tackle. Yeah, I don't know.
Jeez,
Not good all the way around.
not good. I would. It would be if we somehow got Travis Hunter. That would be so cool. But I
That'd
don't
be
think it's gonna.
somebody to excite the team, excite the fan base
And it would be exactly what the fuck we need.
on both sides.
Like, can you imagine just
Do you
like
think
how
he'll?
fun that would be?
Do you think he's actually going to play both sides in the NFL?
I think if he was, yeah, no, I do.
Oh.
And even if it's at like a sort of gadgety kind of player, I still think it'll totally happen because he is such an exceptional athlete. Like, yeah. Anyway, we have fallen very off track. Anything else on the Saints?
Godspeed.
Godspeed. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Funny thing that definitely won't happen because of Gail Benson doing what she did. But there is 0% Belichick goes to New Orleans, even though him and Loomis are friends. That's not happening. Anyway,
I don't think you need somebody like that either.
no, that is not who we need right now. On to the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. The MAGA Chiefs, as it turns out. I don't know if you saw.
I
Clay,
saw Mahomes' mom.
yeah, Clay Travis and Mahomes' mom were on kick.com. So that was funny.
Poor guy, man.
Mahomes.
Yes, but he just has the worst family.
Oh, and you know what's kind of fun? Not funny, but like, you know what just kind of sucks for Mahomes now? Because his mom did that and he was looking into buying a WNBA franchise. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
That'll affect it.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Because the dub is very, very, very socially outspoken. I mean,
That makes sense.
yeah. So
That dude's family. He's just surrounded by people who won't make it about himself.
yeah.
Make it about themselves, I should say. Man, poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? Fuck him. I don't feel bad for him. That dude is
Now
ruining the NFL.
bro's about to three-peat, like, meh.
Don't say
Um
that to me.
so KC, they are sitting atop the NFL standings. And I mean, 8-0, and they haven't looked perfect. Like they've kind of been on a stretch run now here where they're like, oh, Mahomes isn't playing well, but they're still fucking winning games. This
Yeah,
team
he's
has
consistently been in the top 3 best odds for MVP, and he's a bottom quarterback statistically this year.
yeah, this team has changed itself into like a defensive fucking like running team, even though they had no running backs pretty much. And now they're just using the corpse of Kareem Hunt, who is somehow getting buckets, and a fullback to get it done. Um, Pretty fucking crazy, to be honest. And I think a lot of credit needs to go to Andy Reid. And then just doodly doo, before the trade deadline, they go and snag DeAndre fucking Hopkins. How about that? And then he goes and has a 2-touchdown game. How about that? AJ,
Yeah.
you're in the AFC. What the fuck are we thinking about this insane Chiefs run right now? Because
Well,
this is a crazy run right now.
yeah, it is. The fact that they're doing it while Patrick Mahomes is having his worst statistical season, at least to start the year, pretty pretty mind-boggling. It's kind of pissing me off quite a bit. Like yes, he came into the season, wide receiver was kind of a glaring need anyway, despite bringing in Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy. They lost Hollywood Brown. Juju came back. Juju got hurt. So his top weapon, he really hasn't had one. Then they lose Isaiah Pacheco, and very impressed to see Kareem Hunt come back because he hasn't looked that good in like 3 years.
No, Kareem
But
Hunt. Kareem Hunt has like Kareem Hunt took the substance. If you know, you know.
you just need to switch up the number, man. Fresh new scene. No, Patrick Mahomes is 14th in the NFL in passing yards. He's 10th in passing touchdowns. He has 11 through 9 games, 11 touchdowns, 9 picks. Not good season by any stretch of the word. And like you've said, he's only had one 300-yard game against you guys, your boys, the Saints. But even in that game, I mean, he had 331, he had no touchdowns, and he had a pick.
Yeah.
So really has not played well. Travis Kelsey has not played well, except for last night. And yet they're still 7-0. And I think, like you mentioned, their strength of schedule to start the season was one of the most difficult. They have maybe
Can
not
I
a
go through it?
cakewalk.
Can I go through it just
Yeah, give a
for the
rundown.
folks at home? Baltimore, Cincinnati, at Atlanta, at the Chargers, New Orleans, at San Francisco, at Las Vegas, home Tampa, and that's where we're at right now.
Hmm.
Fuck.
Fuck that guy, dude. Fuck that team. I mean,
I,
they
I
probably
kind of want
could
to
have.
see a history, you know.
I don't. I already was pissed that they won back to back. If they won 3 in a row, that'll just
If they
make me hate the game. And if
what
they,
if they go undefeated and do it 3 in a row? Oh my god. Come on, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
okay, look at maybe in like 20 years, I'll say, yeah, that was cool. I got to watch that. But as a fan of the UFC and a fan of football in general, man, I'm not gonna be. It's not gonna be fun to deal with. I mean, look at it last night. They barely beat Tampa Bay. This is the second time. I mean, these overtime rules suck in general. They
The
suck for
overtime
everybody.
rules do really suck.
Everybody hates them, right? But are we not seeing like? I have to look at statistics because this is just me theorizing, but I feel like the Chiefs have benefited probably the most in the last like 5 years by far of teams getting the chance in overtime. Like,
Well, they lost to Brady because of it.
okay, that was already 5 years
Didn't
ago.
didn't Brady do it twice to them?
No, that must not have been 5 years ago. In the Super Bowl?
No, because he kicked the
What do you
shit
say?
out of them with Tampa. No, I'm talking about with the Pats. Maybe it was only once. But yeah, I remember the Pats went into Arrowhead, and I mean, either way,
But that must have been like
yes,
5 years ago.
I do agree with your statement that the Chiefs certainly have been on the receiving end of some of this
I mean, yes,
stuff.
you can say, the Bucks defense should have played better. And
And
then
maybe you should have gone for two.
eh, that's a risky, yeah, it's difficult. But here's the thing, we didn't even get I hate the fact that we don't get a chance to see how Baker
Yeah,
could have,
yeah. No, I agree.
whatever. I'm tired of them winning the way they are. I'm still a little over the Taylor Swift coverage. I'm over the blatant no calls, bad calls. It's just going to continue. I was actually surprised. They've been pretty quiet today. They've made no moves. I was expecting them to maybe try to go after Marshawn Lattimore or get another receiver.
They did go
Um,
after Lattimore.
well, I would have expected them to like actually make the push and do it, pull the
Oh
trigger.
yeah. Well, yeah,
I'm glad they
they didn't
didn't.
want to they didn't want to spend what the commies spent.
They don't need to.
Yeah,
You
no.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I mean, they lost Trent McDuffie, and it really hasn't mattered that much.
yeah, they're rolling without their top two corners from last year, and they're still playing. Their defense is still playing well enough to hold up Mahomes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So that is what it is, I guess. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. It's impressive to watch. As somebody who I benefited, I scooped up Kareem Hunt and DeAndre Hopkins just in time, fantasy
Ooh,
wise.
ooh.
I didn't start Hopkins this week because I wasn't sure. Probably would have won if I did, but whatever.
But now, are
I'm
you
not gonna.
sure?
Now I still don't even know about starting him. Like, I mean, I kind of have to. I don't really think I have a choice. But yeah, man, I'm over it.
I'm thrilled to say that I am in playoff position in both my fantasy leagues.
I'm
Uh,
happy for you to be able to say that. I wish I could say the same.
yeah, you recently crashed out of the of our fantasy playoff position, but you'll be back, I
Yeah,
think.
approximately right after you said the top six is already pretty much set. I lost four in a row,
Yeah, my bad.
and I don't even know what it is. Like I'm doing decent. I don't have no excuse. It's just happening.
I've
Yes,
lost. I think I've lost 3 or 4. It's not looking great. Well, it's not bad, but maybe not 3 or 4. But I've definitely lost 2 of 3. Um, and I now have the second most points scored against me. Like teams have just been racking it up.
you're the guy.
Still have most points though. So your boy's still in first, and the Avengers get to assemble because McCaffrey's coming back, and hopefully, fucking Nico Collins comes back. But we'll see. Zach Moss just hit IR, so that kind of sucks.
Go scoop up Khalil Herbert. He got moved today.
Uh, I don't think he's available, dude. We have fucking sharks in our league.
There's no way somebody has
Oh no,
Khalil
they don't. They
Herbert.
don't. They don't. They don't.
Okay,
I think he was
interesting.
drafted though.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he was
Nobody's
fucking drafted this year.
well round.
152nd. So that's not in our league because we have 10. That's not like that low.
Hmm. Interesting. It's been a rough year. I mean, speaking of a guy that got moved for, a seventh rounder today, I was expecting there to be more, as we were talking, I was expecting there to be more moves.
Oh no, I think it's done.
Maybe there would be some buzzer beaters. It seems kind of
No.
panicking as the clock runs out. I was really expecting the Colts to make some moves. I'm not gonna lie. They
In what
don't. They
direction?
typically don't. Well, if they're gonna fucking say that they're all in and Joe Flacco is the guy to win you a Super Bowl, why you go make some moves and prove it? I think everybody saw that was not actually the case, but You know,
Was this just Ursay punishing Richardson?
I don't, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it. It really does seem like it was a Shane Steichen decision, but I mean, that
Dude, are
guy,
you serious?
I don't know.
Why would he do it? He's a smart guy. Like, why? I don't.
I genuinely think there was too much talk, and everybody kind of might have gotten everybody's heads about the situation. And we talked about it last week with McAfee, and now everybody's walking it back. I mean, we got pulled off Sunday Night Football next week, which in week 11, which is probably for the best. But you know, I
Like,
I don't know.
yeah, we don't have to get into it. Anyway, anything else on the Chiefs?
Um, no, I think their biggest competition is going to be Buffalo on their schedule. If they can get past that, they'll probably have a very good shot at going undefeated.
It would be fucking insane if they go into, the playoffs undefeated and then the Bills meet them in the AFC Championship and then beat them in Kansas. That would like you shatter the dynasty. You shatter the dynasty if you do that. And even if the Bills do beat them, Kansas City's still going to be the number 1 seed. Sorry guys. Like
Yeah.
at this point that shit's pretty much locked up. Especially when you have such easy wins ahead of you like Oakland.
Oakland. Who's Oakland?
Fuck. You know what I mean? Oh my god, the A's have officially dropped the Oakland from their name. They put out a press release the other day. And they won't even be the Sacramento A's. They're just the A's. Which I kind of fucking hate.
Huh.
But yeah.
Man, Vegas, no one's ever gonna be able to go to games out there, man. It's gonna be too expensive.
But not only that, but Sacramento in the summer gets really fucking hot. Like in the 100s, the heat gets trapped in the valley. I had a friend who worked in the governor's office, and we would FaceTime, and he'd be like, "Yeah, it's just 105 right now," and it's like, what the fuck? Like, you want people to play baseball in that?
Huh.
And they're playing in a minor league stadium.
Yeah, no fun.
Yeah. Anyway, last notes on the Chiefs. Personally, I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the ride. The Saints, we're not coming close this year. And so I'm just down to see history. I'm down to see history. And I don't mind Mahomes as a Super Bowl winner. Would you, I mean, would you rather Mahomes be the GOAT or Brady be the GOAT?
I think the fact that we're even having this conversation this early, that's what pisses me off.
Dude, they're
Yeah,
8-0.
I know, but he's 7 seasons into his career. We're already talking about him being the GOAT. It just pisses me off.
I think right now he's not, but there's a pathway to it, is
I
how I
agree.
look at it.
I agree. That's what pisses me off. I don't want people from other teams,
No, I understand that. Oh, is there another trade? Nope. Just a trade deadline trade deadline in 1 hour notification. Thank you, Bleacher Report. Yeah. Anything else on the trade deadline before we get out of here?
I think it's so fun to see Washington make the moves that they're making. The thing is, I saw something about it now. They did a complete rebuild in a year, in less than a year. New owner, new GM, new head coach, franchise quarterback, 7-2. Now they're making moves, bringing in people like it's a destination place. So many people
Yeah.
made fun of the moves, myself included, criticized the moves that they made in free agency. Bobby Wagner, Austin Eckler, Zach Ertz, like all these old heads. Dude, it's
They
hey,
got the adults in the building, yo.
like they really expedited that turnaround.
Yeah.
perfectly. I mean, I
Matt.
was even critical of the Dan Quinn hire, bringing in like a
Oh, dude, me too. We called what didn't
Mhm.
we say
It
he
was the
was just
worst.
white? We said he was white Ron Rivera. Isn't that what we said?
Hey, I would never say something racist like that, but maybe. I think,
Racist towards white people?
yeah, so is Ron Rivera. It's just racist. It just sounds racist. I don't know which way.
I wasn't
I
gonna I don't know if that's
just
racist.
mess with you. I think we both for sure. I think we thought it was the worst hire though, if
Oh,
I'm
we
not
definitely did.
mistaken.
We duded all over it.
It's
We
just not
duded
often
all
you
over it.
see head coaches who have been head coaches before have success. So, hey, we're wrong. At least as of now, they can lose out. Still finish the year
Well,
7 and
they had like Cliff Kingsbury, and we were like, no, no, like this is silly. Like this is this really gonna happen? Yep, it did. It has. Magic Johnson comes in, saves another franchise. He did it with the Dodgers, and now he's gonna do it with the commies. It's gonna suck if the commies are like actually really, really just like good for the next like 50 years.
the suck.
Oh, competent ownership. Oh.
Oh.
Can we just make Bill Belichick an owner and then have
See,
him
that's
like have the Saints?
make the moves, make all the necessary moves. I don't even know if he'd be good in that position.
Can the
He
guy
was
who
in that
started raising canes by the Saints? He's from New Orleans. He's got lots
bringing
of.
bringing Post Malone to run some stuff for you guys.
Oh hell no! He's a
Colin,
Cowboys fan anyway.
he is a Cowboys fan. It's true.
I still
I
love
I
that
think
video of him in YG. Such a great video.
I think you could just look at that though, what Washington's done, because when you think about it, like the prospect of the Colts blowing it all up again, like when we hired Shane Steichen last year, got a new quarterback that didn't fucking last long. We still had Chris Ballard. The idea of blowing it all up and having to start over in your head, you're like, damn, it's gonna at least take a couple years. It does not have to. You get the right people in the building, you can have decent success right off the bat. Look at Houston last year. You know what I mean? So I think if I was the Saints, close it out. That's what I would do.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see what happens, man.
We'll see.
What happens. Interesting times, to say the least.
Can't believe we're already at this point in the season.
I know. I was watching Red Zone, and Chris Hansen was like, and we are officially halfway through the NFL season. And I was like, no, like, don't like that.
Yeah, well, chugging along.
Yeah. Hey, at least the Nets are fun, even though they should be tanking.
I almost bet on them again last night. No,
You
I did
should've.
bet on Schroeder.
I
Props,
I was completely wrong about this Nets team, at least to this point. They do have
Told you, man.
I will say, if you look at their schedule coming up, it gets really, really, really brutal for them. Like at Celtics, at Cavaliers, at Pelicans, versus Celtics, at Knicks, home Hornets. Okay, that's nice. At Sixers, at Kings, at Warriors, at Suns, versus Magic. Like, it gets really bad. I think they have one or two truly winnable games before the new year. But then again, they'll prove me wrong and they'll be really fun. Although we're really healthy right now, so we'll see what happens.
See what happens.
Yeah. Anything else before we get going?
Say, man, I'm gonna watch the clock for the next 52 minutes and see if any other moves happen.
Just continuously refresh Twitter. All right, bro. Thanks for popping on. Talk to you again soon, and happy election day, baby.
You too, man.
Peace.
Peace.